I thought it would be kind of fun for you and I to talk about our top 5 favorite animated movies of all time. You know, because I mean, there's a little bit of age difference between us.
Just a little bit,
yeah,
not too much.
Yeah, like Ed Asner and Ralph or whatever that little kid's name is. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to see. And I tried not to just do Pixar movies, and it's hard to pick a top 5 and not just do all Pixar because they're so great.
Definitely,
and
they
so,
are.
So let's just see. We're going to run through these pretty quick. But what was number 5?
My number
yours?
5 was My Neighbor Totoro. It is a Japanese film by Miyazaki back in the 80s. And it's a fun kids movie about these 2 little girls moving out to Japan, to the rural area, who come across this mystical creature who they have adventures with.
Yeah, mine's not quite as deep. You know, Finding Nemo was on my top 5. So, you know, he went this whole artistic route. I just like the clownfish, you know, I just thought he was kind of fun. So interesting. And see, I didn't know whether to go Japanese animation and you know, or to do like Corpse Bride. I didn't know if that really fit as animation. Pan's Labyrinth, which involves animation. I try to stay away from those as well, you know, because I think that's cheating a little bit. And
It takes the art away from the hand drawing or even the 3D animation of it.
Right, absolutely. So number 4?
Number 4 is Beauty and the Beast.
Girl movie.
Yeah, it was the first movie I ever saw in theaters.
Right.
Really little, and it's a great film. Love it.
Yeah. I had to stay with the Pixar thing, and I put Cars on my list only because of its longevity. The first time when I saw Cars in the theater, I hated it.
So did I.
I couldn't stay. I thought it was obnoxious, and it just didn't make any sense, and it was probably one of my least favorite. Then I started watching it again and again as it came up on like HBO and Showtime, and the more I watch it, the more endearing it's become to me, and to the fact that now it's become one of my favorite Pixar movies. It turned out to be like an album, like a Sheryl Crow album that you hate at first and then you love it the more you see it.
So maybe I should do that then.
Maybe you should give it another shot. Number 3?
Number 3 is Fern Gully. It's an old movie from the 90s, all about saving the rainforest with fairies.
Right, old from the 90s.
Well, yeah.
WALL-E for me, again, you know, I promise I didn't do all Pixar, but WALL-E I thought was great, and I had to put that on my list because of the way that they poke fun at society. And you know how they showed us in the future of all just floating around in these chairs, you know, with no interaction and, you know, just staring at computer screens. And I thought it was so timely and relevant, so that had to make my list.
Definitely.
Number 2?
Number 2 actually was Finding Nemo.
Yeah?
Yes, I love all the colors in it. I like how they did the animation for the water. When I was younger, that just was incredible to me, and I loved that.
All right. Now, I've noticed as we get to our top 2, neither one of us have picked any of the classic Disney movies. You know, like Bambi and Snow White and Cinderella. Well, maybe you have.
Those are so sad, though. Those are like the sadder Disney ones, too.
Right.
Bambi is just...
Right. And Chicken Little. And maybe Chicken Little's your top 1. I don't know yet because we haven't got that far. But I just find that interesting that as animation goes, that we've lost some of that, you know, the people who started the whole grounding of what that's all about. So number 2?
Number 2 was Finding Nemo for me, but...
oh, yeah, that's right. It's my turn. Sorry. Shrek 2 was for me number 2. And the only reason I picked Shrek 2 over Shrek was the emergence of Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, such a great character.
That was great. And just the scene where they do the parody of cops and they try to arrest him and find the catnip in his pocket and, you know, and just...
It's not mine.
Yeah, Pinocchio wearing a thong. That was just, you can't beat that.
It changes all the fairy tales around from what you thought they were.
It warps them all out of perspective.
As innocent, and now they're not.
Right. So your number 1 animated film?
Is a foreign film, again, Howl's Moving Castle, also from Miyazaki.
I totally forgot that one.
It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Amazing characters, the animation is beautiful in it, and great movie. Storyline's awesome.
Right. Well, my favorite one is Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
No, actually, that is a great one. I didn't even think about putting on the list. Actually, Monsters, Inc. was my favorite one.
Aww.
I think just because of the comedy that's in it. And just, you know, the Billy Crystal, John Goodman, just the camaraderie they had with the voices and just, you know, the walking eyeball and the big furry and just, I mean, that's, I think, to me, set the bar for Pixar, even more than Toy Story. I think Monsters, Inc. brought in the adult aspect of that.
I agree with you on that because Toy Story definitely just opened up a whole new world of children's films, and then Monsters, Inc. just brought in fun characters that everyone can love.
Right, exactly. So again, this weekend, Pixar's back with their 10th film called Up, and we're going to finish this segment with a clip from it and then come back and talk about some DVDs and final thoughts right here on The Mungle Show.